My name is Brett Butler, and I'm an action figure and doll photographer. I'm always asked, why do I focus on dolls and action figures? Well, truth be told, I really don't like being around people, so I find working with dolls and action figures a little easier. Also, all my photography is done in stories. So any pictures I take or anything I do is really done using some kind of story or some kind of outline. Every photograph I've taken, there's a story to it. And sometimes I write the script for it. So, how was I picked for the Barbie show? Well, I contacted Gallery 21 just to see if they were interested in showing any of my work. And from there, they told me that they might be doing a Barbie show. And we had a few meetings with some people, and they decided to use me as a featured artist. And I think if also people have known me in Wilton Manors for selling dolls and action figure photos, I'm kind of known for that right now, which is a great thing. And I think if I wasn't selling on the art walk in Wilton Manors, I wouldn't be doing the Barbie show. I think I was just lucky that some really great people saw my work and really believe in what I do and recommended me for this show. I see my work has grown, it has changed. If you look at my early stuff to now, there's a big difference. I've really changed my lighting styles in some ways and the way I do things. I do also shoot outside my studio. I usually, because I'm lucky, I live in South Florida. I go down and I do some beach shots. But usually the thing is, when I do beach shots, a lot of people follow me because they see toys and they want to see what I'm doing. So it's like you're filming in front of an audience. And I already told you, I really don't like to be in front of the audience unless I'm doing a workshop or teaching. Otherwise, I like to be left alone in my own little private world and helping my characters find that dollhouse or that ending. I do have certain action figures and dolls that I use for certain storylines. Some of them don't ever find a happy ending. Some of them do. Some of them are superheroes. When the Wonder Woman movie came out, I did a ton of Wonder Woman shots that people really loved when I sold them at one of the shows I do. So sometimes I get into little, what I call jags. Right now I'm doing a lot of Barbie, of course, for the Barbie show, but on the side, I try to do a little bit of what they call the Super Sons. I got some of those action figures. They film great. I also love to film old dollhouses from the 50s and 60s, and I hope to be able to be showing that in my B-roll. These dollhouses, I actually hunt out. I actually travel to Tennessee because that's the best place to get them in the flea markets and in thrift stores there, and I bring them back here to Florida and I clean them up and I film and they actually look really great in photographs. So I really enjoy doing that. The one thing I can say, the Barbie show has really opened my eyes into the way I do things and the way I come out with pictures and different events. People often ask, how did I get started doing this? Well, it was all for fun. I just took some pictures of Barbie in provocative positions and just started printing them. For fun, I'm also a toy collector, so I used to sell toys and action figures at the flea markets, and then I decided, hey, let me see if someone buys any of these prints. And lo and behold, people started buying them. From there, I started to do art walks and start selling. I set up a table on the street corner and start selling, and people are actually buying my work. And I started to enter shows. The first show I ever entered, I won a judge's recognition ribbon. And I was kind of like shocked. When they emailed me that I was a winner, I emailed them back saying, do you have the right person? Because my work is not like everyone else's. And a lot of people like, oh, you only do dolls and action figures. But there's a lot of work in this. It's just not sitting a doll down and taking a picture. You got to do a lot of different things. My goals as an artist is to build my business, my Brett Butler Photography, my Brett Butler Productions, and also to spread this into films and making short films using dolls and action figures. I hope in 2019 I get a gallery show. The hardest part, people always ask, what's the hardest part about doing this? Getting the dolls to sit in a chair or stand. There are many different ways to do it. A lot of it is I use putty, tape, different things, and then make sure it's not in the camera. It's not that easy as it seems. People think you can just stand the doll up, take a picture. It also has to do with lighting, composition, make sure it's not reflecting because it's plastic, so the light sometimes reflects on them, and you got to be really careful what you use. I usually use small lights, lume cubes usually, to take pictures of dolls and action figure, but I do use a shadow box at times when I do a big set. So actually, the first piece of art I sold is behind me. This piece was at a gallery show in Fort Lauderdale, and I went to pick it up, and there was a red sticker on it. So it was the first really piece that I ever sold at a gallery. It's also the first piece that won a judge's recognition, and then it also won another award at another show in Broward County. I've since taken this piece out of circulation. I've sold many prints, and I've sold it framed twice. So once I sell a certain amount, or if it wins certain awards, I kind of take it out of print when someone buys it, to be fair. I have this copy for myself, of course, and then I have it locked away in the computer in the library. I'm often asked, where do I get all my dolls and action figures? I really have everything, from Star Wars to Star Trek to Barbie to G.I. Joe. Oddly enough, thrift stores, flea markets, and now even people give them to me and donate, which really helps me. It can be pretty expensive. I have trunks full of just dolls, action figures, also sets and little things that go with each set. Right now I've been doing a lot of Barbie. So what show am I preparing for now? I'm preparing for what they call the Barbie show. It's the Art of Barbie. It's Barbie's 60th birthday party. It's going to be on March 9th, her actual real birthday. And I'm one of 3 featured artists. I'm doing 8 pieces that I've been working on for the last about 6 months, locking my studio away. It's not that easy to come up with 6 pieces for a show. You really have to take in consideration what you're going to do, how they're going to match, and not even that. When you're done with the pieces, you got to decide what kind of framing, what kind of matting is going to go with this. The Barbie show, I also did the doors for the gallery. They're going to have a selfie station. So I did all the doors when you enter the gallery. You can take a picture with Barbie, interact, show an interaction at her party. That picture took hours and hours of work to do. So right now, a lot of my main focus is on Barbie and Ken throughout the years, and doing different kinds of action figures. As you can see, I'm holding one of my Barbies that I use to film for this show. I do my own framing. I actually have help. I actually have my husband does my framing. He learned how to do the framing. He does the framing for me. I mount the pictures myself. He frames the pictures for me, and then I have what we call, I get them gallery ready. I really enjoy doing this, and I'm looking forward to this Barbie show. It's supposed to be very interactive. There's actually going to be a pop-up store there, and I'm planning to sell t-shirts, 5x7 postcards of some work that I did not put in the show that people want to get. The main thing is that this is not a doll show. This is an art show. It's at a gallery in Wilton Manors, and from there it's been opening doors for me. I actually just been contacted by another gallery in Pembroke Pines to do a art as toy show, or toy as art show, where again I'll be doing they want me to do 8 pieces, but of any toys I want throughout the ages. So that'll be my next big event. Now also, I do what they call workshops. I started doing workshops at the Boca Art School called Characters in Search of a Dollhouse. And the workshops have become so successful that I'm actually doing one at the Barbie show. And people have to RSVP to come in. And I've been told there's been a lot of people RSVPing for my workshop at the end of March. The other gallery that's contacted me is also now interested in me doing workshops. So I'm trying definitely to get on that niche. My future plans is to get on the Comic-Con circuit. I do a lot of superheroes and a lot of Star Wars, and that's very popular right now. And I'm trying to build my following, my brand, to sell. I do very provocative material. Depends on where I'm selling or what kind of show it is. And I do family friendly as well. The Barbie show, of course, is family friendly. The other one is family friendly. I did a show last month that was an adult show. And I know you're probably thinking, like, what kind of pictures could he take with dolls and adults? Well, there are a few I can't show them here because this is school and we're not allowed to show certain things. But for this documentary, it's really focused on the Barbie show, and hopefully the Barbie show will open some doors for me, network with some people, and get definitely kind of things. The last thing I'm going to ask is, most of you are probably saying, why aren't you on camera? I don't want to be on camera. I don't like to be on camera. I'm kind of a recluse. Now, I do teach all day. I'm in front of people all day. I'm in front of students all day. And I kind of like, when I put my glasses on and put my lab coat on, I'm the teacher. When I come home and I work on this, I don't want to be in front of the camera. I'm not the subject. I have someone that represents me as a subject, and you're looking at him right now. That's who I am as one of my action figures. As you can see, he just loves to show you his Barbie. Thank you. I just need you to state your name. That's it.
My name is Constance Rupinder. I'm a resident of Wilton Manors, Florida since 1987, and I've been collecting Barbies as an adult since 1986.
Very good. Okay, so how did you come up with the Barbie show?
I didn't come up with it. It actually came from artists who came to me and said, I heard you're a Barbie collector. Yes, I am. Would you ever consider doing a Barbie exhibit? Well, I don't know, maybe. And that was about 1.5 years ago. And then a second artist approached me. And then I said, okay, let me have a look. And I opened the calendar for 2019. Barbie's birthday is on March the 9th. And in 2019, March 9th happened to fall on a Saturday. And I said, we're going to have a party. And that was how it was born. I wrote a grant to the Broward Cultural Division, which was funded thanks to the Broward County Commission. And we also received funding from the Wilton Manors Community Affairs Advisory Board for this. And that's how we got here.
And how did you decide what artists you were going to use?
Well, the two artists that approached me were Brett Butler and Roger Helt. And my longtime friend Wayne Nielsen, who is a very gifted doll artist. He's actually created designs for the Jean Marshall doll that were manufactured and sold to the public. I approached him and he was interested, and so that's how we came up with the 3 featured artists.
And you're a Barbie collector yourself?
I am. I've played with Barbie since I was 8 years old. She was debuted at the Toy Fair in New York City in March of 1959. I was 8 years old. That tells you how old I am. And I got my first Barbie in April, and from then on that was it. I used to lay in bed at night with the little fashion booklets, trying to figure out how I was going to save my 50 cents a week allowance to buy a new fashion.
And what do you hope the outcome of this show will be?
I hope this will bring people together to realize how important it is that even as grown-ups we continue to play. If you've ever observed a child at play, they are totally in the moment. And I've seen grown-ups, men and women, who collect Barbies and other types of fashion dolls. And when they're playing with their dolls, they are totally in the moment. Picasso has a quote out there that says, we forget how to play when we grow old, and that's really sad that we forget that. So I'm hoping that by having this exhibit open, all ages will be welcomed, and maybe we can get a conversation going about the importance of playing.